So, hi everybody. We are here with Kate Strachnyi. Sorry if I said it wrong. Super sorry. I'm Eduardo Peire, and we are actually, I don't want to call it interview, but it's some kind of a chat with a really, really nice data scientist focused on data visualization. And yeah, as all my webinars, I try to bring people to know how to get into this amazing field. And I realized that having someone who wrote a book and is writing a second one could be something amazing. So hi, Kate. And
Hi, Eduardo. Nice to be here. Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, as we have been previously talking, and I'm really, really interested to know how you started your career here in data science, because that's something that everybody asks me all the time.
Sure, it actually happened by accident. So initially in my career, I was focused first in sales of risk management programs, risk management training programs to banks. Then I got introduced to a chief risk officer of a bank, went into risk management industry, and then later joined Deloitte because of a risk management blog that I had. A recruiter from Deloitte picked it up and they asked me to come in for an interview. And at that point I was like, consulting, no, that sounds crazy. But I went for the interview to see if I can do it. And I spent about 3 years in risk management. Then what happened was I had my first child and I thought I can't do this travel. There was a lot of long hours and client service means that, you go where the client is. So I wanted to actually make it grow up. So I asked Deloitte for an internal role. And it just so happened that it was data focused. So I was given a large data set and they said, give me insights. And I'm like, okay, great. So I didn't know much about data analytics. This was about 3-4 years ago. And they also told me I have access to a tool called Tableau. So Tableau, for those who are not familiar with it, is a data visualization tool where it's just super simple to connect to any data source like an Excel, CSV file, a SQL database. You can connect to Salesforce, and the number of connections, I think, grow every month. But anyway, so I was given this data set and I just fell in love with both Tableau and data analytics and data visualization and even natural language processing, just everything to do with data. So that's kind of my story.
Amazing. What did you study?
I started in 2015, early 2015.
And what did you study in the university?
Oh, what did I study? I was a finance and investments major with a minor in communications.
Okay, so people don't need to be a computer scientist to be a data scientist. That's amazing.
Yes, I guess it depends how you define a data scientist. I think that definition gets, I think if you ask us, they say 10 people, you'll get 10 different definitions
Definitely.
of what is a
But that's one of the beautiful things of in my case, I'm a mechanical engineer and
Yeah.
I'm also a data scientist and I never code before, never ever. So it's something really nice. And how is the day-to-day there as a data visualization professional? So do you get a data set already crunched by people? Do they ask you what to look for, or can you freely look at the data and analyze what you want? How does it? It's something that actually also I've never been working in consulting, and it's something that really interests me how it works.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different. I'm actually not in the consulting side anymore, but I do have friends that are in consulting. So for that side, basically you go to the client site and they typically give you the data and they tell you what they want, what insights they want, what questions they want answered. The role I'm currently in is an internal role where I support, it's more of like a project management reporting type of role. And in some cases I am given specific questions like, show me the whole pipeline across these different areas or product areas. And then I go and I do have flexibility in terms of how I show it. They do trust my visualization expertise to, tell them which charts look best. And I love that creative part of it. And in some cases, I'm not even asked for a visualization. I would just create it because I think that there's a need. So an example would be if there are two leaders, let's say, of a company that are targeting different clients, let's say banking clients, they tend to overlap. So leader A doesn't really talk to leader B. So I created a dashboard that shows, here's your pipeline and here's your pipeline, and basically here's where you overlap, and you guys should work together because you can end up, closing more business. So I think my favorite part is the flexibility and creativity that I get through the visualization process.
And it's actually brilliant how you make things simple. Like you have these two pipelines, and it's something that without a proper visualization, people wouldn't be able to see. You need to have it in one page and say, hey, here this. Okay, we are overlapping here. That's really interesting. Actually, I'm happy to see how the industry tends to go a lot into the direction of visualization, and they start understanding how important it is.
Yes.
Because it's without a proper visualization, no data scientist can work. That's for sure. And what would you recommend for people to start?
Where would I recommend for them to start in data visualization?
For example, myself. So I work in another part of data science, more coding, but I would love to learn how to do beautiful visualizations, and I definitely like to learn that. Could you give me some tips or the path to follow or something like this?
Yeah, sure. Especially if you're planning to use the Tableau software, I think a great place to start is a Makeover Monday. I think it's makeovermonday.uk. I can give you a link that you can include in this video. But basically, every Sunday night or Monday morning, they post a new data set with a visualization. And cool. They ask everyone to kind of recreate that visualization using the data set. You can use any tool you want, but they're Tableau gurus, so they use Tableau a lot. And it's really great to see other visualizations. You take 20, 30 minutes, create something on your own, then you can look at others, maybe get inspired. And the beauty of it is if they publish it in Tableau Public, you can actually download it and kind of see the steps that people took. Amazing. And see kind of what they placed where. So it's a great way to learn, especially if you know how to use the tool already. It's a great kind of next step so you can improve on your visualizations.
And that's actually amazing. And I assume there would be also a lot of online courses for Tableau everywhere.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of online courses. Yeah, when I started learning Tableau, every new thing I learned that I thought would be complicated, I started creating YouTube videos. So I do have a channel called Story where I provide tutorials for beginners, for advanced Tableau users, just on things that I thought would be interesting or little tips and tricks here and there. So there's that available for free as well.
That's perfect. Actually, I will definitely write the link here so everybody can see it. Amazing. Yeah. Cool. And then we go back to other thing that I'm super curious about, your book. Because you have been interviewing a lot of data scientists and talking with them, and now you're not only interviewing normal data scientists, but rockstar data scientists. So that's something, wow. When you told me that, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. How everything of this, what did you try to get out of these books? Are you getting experience?
Yeah, the way it started with the first book, so Journey to Data Scientist, came about when I wanted to learn more about the role of a data scientist to see if it's something I even want to do. And I started scheduling calls with just people at different levels, different countries, different industries that had a data scientist title on LinkedIn. And then as I started conducting interviews, I thought that other people might want to hear these interviews. So I decided to kind of clean it up and put that into a book. The second book that I'm writing now is, like you said, it's about the data rock stars. So it's called The Disruptors. It's the influential leaders. It's like a collective biography. I plan to have it as a series. So 10 leaders featured in each book. And like you mentioned, there are some really awesome people that I actually just had a call yesterday with Nico Yuck. She's just amazing. If you don't know her yet, connect with her on LinkedIn. She's also into business intelligence and visualization, but I think she knows how to code in 12 or 15 languages. So she's just brilliant all around. Definitely for her. Wow. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I mean, the reason for it, I guess, is just to show the power of data to the regular folk who are not as technical. The books are not technical in any sense. It talks about their journey, how they got there, some advice that they have for incoming data scientists. And I think we can always learn from each other. That's why I love talking to people.
Yeah, that's actually one of the most beautiful things of the data science community that has, I believe it's something so new that finally we have something that has no actual barriers that of gender, age, race, or anything. Everybody can just freely talk, and there's like, yeah, it's not like old school professions. It's something new, and it's something amazing. It's something that I do love. That you go to a community, you go to a meetup, and you start talking with people that they're brilliant people, and
Yeah.
they take you by their hand, and it's like, yeah, come with me. I'm gonna teach you how it works. Like, really? Is it that easy? And yeah, it's something that I'm in love with data science, I must say. Yeah, it's something that it's really, I'm really proud to be doing this kind of things. And again, about your book, so it's something amazing, but what did you surprise you the most about those people? Is there something crazy that,
Yeah, I mean, so they all came from very different, I think, very different backgrounds, and the way they all got to data science, and they all seem to have one thing in common. And the one thing that I think almost every single person has said in the interview when I asked for, you know, what makes a good data scientist, that was one of the common questions, is that you need to be curious. So they say the way to succeed in this field is to never stop asking questions of the data. Even once you get an answer, try to see if there's another data set that you can play it with to try to get a different insight, or basically never be satisfied with the first data point or the first answer that you get, and just stay curious, stay hungry.
and tell me three things that a data scientist should never ever do.
Three things that they
Yeah,
should never
like
ever.
totally the opposite that you just said. Like, or not just three, just one thing.
Well, I think one thing is when you have a finding or an insight that you want to share, let's say with a business leader, don't speak to them like they're a data scientist. They're not a data scientist. They're a business leader, a decision maker. You have to adjust your language. You have to make sure that they understand you. So I think working on your communication skills is very essential, because if you can't translate the findings, then they can't make a decision. Then really all your analysis has gone nowhere, because it could be the best analysis you've ever done, the best programming, coding, whatever. But if nobody understands it, then you're kind of, there was no point to it.
Yeah, actually, that goes really parallel to data visualization. You can do the best
Yeah.
analysis, but without a visualization, it's exactly the same. Cool.
Yeah.
So, Kate, thank you very much for your time. It was lovely. I will write down your links of your YouTube channel, your books, because something really fun happened the other day that I was talking with a friend, with a partner of my project, AI Scope, and he told me, "Hey, I'm reading this amazing book about data science," and it was your book. And I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, that's brilliant! I'm going to talk to her next week. That's amazing."
That's really cool.
So yeah, so people love your books. I will definitely write them down so everybody can just find them. Can people buy them on Amazon?
On Amazon, yes.
Perfecto. That's amazing. So Kate, again, thank you very much. And yeah, I hope I talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. This was fun.